What is up, LudyBros Army? It's your boy, Big Bro Lamar Ludy, and I'm sitting down to do another basketball video covering the Denver Nuggets. If you haven't had a chance to check out a lot of the previous videos I've done here since the All-Star break, hitting a bunch of different NBA teams, please go check out those videos. But if you also haven't had a chance to hit that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on because the content's going to keep dropping for the NBA. Well, let's go ahead and take a close look at the Denver Nuggets, where they're standing in the Western Conference. I'm fresh off watching the game between the Nuggets and the Clippers. It was an exciting game with the Clippers making a push, but the Nuggets having enough firepower to go ahead and hold them off and get the win. We see at the top of the Western Conference, the Utah Jazz are sitting nice and pretty. They're 36-11 with a 7-game winning streak. With the Suns playing great basketball, they're 3 games behind them, but on a 4-game winning streak. The two teams from LA the Lakers especially are struggling, but we know why that is. They don't have their big horses. And the Clippers are 7-3 in their last 10, but they've lost 2 in a row. So they just don't seem to have that same intimidating aura that they've had last season at times. But if you look there at the Nuggets at the 5th seed, they're on a 4-game winning streak. They've got the same number in the loss column as both the Clippers and the Lakers. But the thing that's very impressive to me has been how they've played with the addition of Aaron Gordon. They're 3-0 since they've made that trade. Bringing him over, I feel it addressed a lot of the issues that the team had coming off last season. They had Jeremy Grant, who's been playing great basketball over for Detroit. But the Denver Nuggets were missing that piece that he brought to the table of an athletic wing who could kind of do it all for you. And I think that the addition of Aaron Gordon is going to go ahead and address those issues. I said that in a previous video that discussed the trades that were made and how it was going to affect the Denver Nuggets. And I think that this pickup of Aaron Gordon especially is really going to help this team going forward into the playoffs. So let's go ahead. We can scroll down here to look for the actual blurb that's going to check up on Aaron Gordon. They're talking about his gradual improvement and what he's going to mean to the Denver Nuggets. Now, me personally, I think that he's going to mean a lot to this team. And it's saying here that he can be more of a finisher offensively with the Nuggets, especially with Jokic instantly becoming the best passing teammate he's ever had. This is true. I mean, he's never played with somebody as skilled as Jokic, and coming over here, he's not going to be the focal point of the offense. It's going to be his job to come in and supply points in between scorers like Jamal Murray, Jokic, and even Michael Porter Jr. He's going to be coming in to put points on the board after those guys. And when you have somebody like this as your 4th option, that's really going to free him up to just do what he needs to do and even do the dirty work. And he says that he's willing to come in and have that role. And when you have somebody who's embracing their role, that's as talented and as athletic as he is, that is instantly going to be a step forward to help you when you're into that playoff push. This team seems to be gelling very well. Like I said, it's a very small sample size, but for them to have a nice 3-game winning streak with him coming in, that's really a step in the right direction for this team. So with this happening, adding him in as being the main move by the Denver Nuggets, let's not forget another addition that was made to the Denver Nuggets roster at that trade deadline, because they were also able to add another piece to their roster that's, I think, is going to potentially have an impact on the team. Another player that they're able to pick up was JaVale McGee. Now, once again, this is the type of guy where you're not going to look at his numbers and be instantly wowed or anything like that. But the fact remains, JaVale McGee has 3 championships playing with the Warriors and with the Lakers. He knows what it takes to win. He's another athletic big man who then you can pair him up with Jokic, and Jokic is going to free him up to be able to do some of the things that he's able to do. Now, when you have these type of bodies, you're adding in JaVale McGee, you've got Aaron Gordon coming to the team. When you're adding in those types of bodies to match up with a team like the Lakers that's got Anthony Davis and now has Drummond on the team, you're going to need those big, long bodies to match up with those guys. JaVale McGee, a 7-footer, Aaron Gordon, an athletic 6'8". So you're adding in some experience with McGee, and you're adding in that athleticism with Aaron Gordon. That's definitely going to help you go in the right direction. Checking back at the Western Conference standings, if things stand pat, I always like to say if the playoffs started today, we would see a matchup between the 4 and the 5 seeds, which would be the Lakers and the Nuggets. Hey, if the Lakers are not healthy, it's obvious right now. If the Lakers were not, or if they're not 100% healthy and ready to go, I don't think that they're going to get past the Nuggets. Now, if the Lakers are healthy, I think that they do get past the Nuggets. If you've got Anthony Davis there, and if you've got LeBron there, obviously, you've got Drummond there now, I do think the Lakers will get past them, if the Lakers are healthy. But since we haven't been able to see them for a little while here now, it's going to be difficult. So the Nuggets I do think that they need to look out for that seeding in the first round. Whereas a team like the Lakers, they're not too worried. They're just looking to be in the playoff picture. I would like to see the Nuggets match up with the Clippers in the first round. I would like to see that matchup. Tonight's game, if it's any indication, tonight's game was definitely, an exciting game. The Nuggets got up big. The Clippers made a push. But the Nuggets ended up having enough firepower in the end to hold on and get the win. Jokic stepped up. He had a big three. He had another nice assist in the closing minute or so of the game. And those are the type of things that your MVP has to do in order to get you the win. He's got to be able to step up big. Now, if you want to ask me, I'll tell you my 3 teams to look out for in the West. It's the Jazz, the Lakers, and I believe it's the Nuggets as the 3rd team to watch out for in the West. And in the Eastern Conference, we've obviously got the big 3, the Nets, Sixers, and Bucks. With the Nets and Sixers, once Joel Embiid comes back as being the real 2 threats. I'm not quite sold on the Bucks yet, but the real 2 threats are these 2 teams. Here in the West, there's a little bit more playroom. I'm impressed. I am very impressed with what the Nuggets did at the trade deadline, and I definitely do think that could be what takes them over the top, the addition of Aaron Gordon and the addition of JaVale McGee. I'm not going to overlook what he could potentially bring to a team because he was a pivotal piece, for the Lakers last season and their playoff hopes. Having that 3-headed monster of McGee, Dwight Howard, and Anthony Davis is what separated the Lakers from the other teams in the NBA. So now as the Nuggets are able to add that 7-foot length and experience, he's going to come in and be a good teammate. He's going to play hard when he's in there. He's going to give you a different look with that size. That's going to be something to help the Nuggets come down to the crunch time. The seedings are going to be important. Keep an eye here on the loss column because you've got 3 teams here, actually 4 teams with 18, the same number in the loss column. So let's keep a close eye on that because I do think that first round is going to matter here with these teams and who's matching up with who. You could potentially have one of these 3 teams, 2 of these 3 teams matched up in the very first round. I mean, Lakers and Nuggets was Western Conference Finals last year, and a lot of people are looking for Clippers and Lakers to be Western Conference Finals this year, whereas that could potentially be your first round matchup depending on how things shape up. And of course, the Western Conference might have a tough road to get, to the NBA Finals, but you're not looking to meet certain teams so soon. I believe that holds true for quite a few of these teams here in the West. But what do you guys think of the Denver Nuggets? I do feel that they're a team for the NBA Finals that's built for the NBA Finals. Do you agree with that assessment? Maybe you disagree and think that the Nuggets are just fool's gold. So go ahead and let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and be on the lookout for the next video. I'll see you guys next time.